G'day guys, well it's time I think to upgrade the M4 SS. It's been going really well, apart from electrical issues which I'm sure everyone knows about, but I've fixed that, and so I'll show that in another video. No problems with that anymore, and I've kept the priming. But anyway, so I'm going to upgrade the gearbox. And first up, I've got SHS 16:1 gears. I've got a 460 motor here, which it does 33,000 RPM apparently. I put it briefly on the M4 with the nylon box, and it does go very fast. I only ran it shortly because I didn't want to strip it out. So anyway, it also got a metal pinion gear, motor pinion gear. A metal gear delay. I have heard that gear delays don't work on a Gen 8 box, but I'm going to try it anyway. Also metal reverse latch, metal bearings, and some shims, gear shims. I've got a nylon and metal spring retainer. It's also got a bearing on it. Reinforced polymer full steel 14 teeth piston, and on top of that will be a piston head with a 6 large hole and running bearings on that. Also I've got a metal cylinder with, and it's also got four slot holes there, and at the top of that will be a aluminium cylinder head, and it's got a double O-ring seal, a nice looking pad at the back. Feels really nice to handle this thing, and that's got an aluminium nozzle, and it's also got O-rings inside. Okay, I've got some grease there, and I'll put 11 volt airsoft battery in that. That's a very nice battery. This battery can nearly get you going, basically gaming all day, virtually, you know, hardcore going. Alright, so my objective is to I'm trying to get a lot of rate of fire with reasonable FPS. I haven't got a spring here to show yet, because I'll get it all going first, start it with a basic sort of spring, make sure everything's going cool, and then I'll start FPSing with certain size springs. Like I say, I want a really nice rate of fire out of this thing with you know, a good generous FPS, but not overboard, so I can keep some accuracy going with it. Alright, so I'll put that together and we'll give it a test. Righto, so the build is done. It's relatively easy. The gear delay chip didn't work. It for some reason it kept spinning around. I don't know if because it's the wrong one or whatever, but I took that off and it's no problems anyway, so it didn't actually need it. It's handling the rate of fire. One thing with the gearbox, shimming the gearbox, you need very minimum amount of shims, virtually none. When I pulled the nylon gears out, there was only probably 1 or 2 shims. They were virtually bare of shims, and so putting the metal ones back in, it took the smallest shims, and that was about it. So very few shims needed. I opted for spring wise a 1.3 unequal, and so you put that on the chrono and see what that comes out at. Like I say, I'm mainly after a good rate of fire rather than high FPS. Alright, so we'll put that on and see how it goes. Okay, so we'll see what sort of FPS we're going to get. Okay, that gives a good average. Right, now we'll see what's the rate of fire, how many rounds a second. I'll try to get it cleanly through the chrono. And that's telling us 19.6 rounds a second, so that's pretty good. So it's 19.6 rounds a second, and it had a 260 FPS, feet per second average. Okay guys, so that's it. I'm pretty happy with that. That's got enough FPS for me, a really good rate of fire. I know I can get a lot more FPS if I go 1.4 spring or some other spring a bit higher, but that's fine because the way it is now with the hop up, it's good and accurate, so I'm really happy with that. So anyway, let us know what you reckon, and till next time, remember,
Charlie, don't surf!